Hey, peace and love, family. Happy Sunday. What's going on? What's going on? Peace and love. Happy, solid, and soulful Sunday. It is another Sunday, another episode, another week of Sunday Lights. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Green Inglewood. Peace and love. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about faith. Now, faith really is a secret ingredient. That is what the topic is. But as I wrote that, as I published this, episode, right, as I went live, I realized that faith is a secret ingredient because a lot of people, I've learned, courage and discipline and all of those things, consistency, yes, but faith really is the main ingredient, right? I think faith is the secret ingredient and is the main ingredient. Faith is extremely powerful. And when I talk about faith, I don't just mean belief. I mean knowing that so long as you keep going, knowing that things are going to work out, knowing that you are going to accomplish your goal, knowing that you are going to reach your destination, a deep, deep, deep inner knowing that I'm not going to quit. This thing is going to happen. This is going to work out. This situation is going to work in my favor, right? I am going to improve. I am going to accomplish my goals. I am, right? I am affirming, right? That's the kind of faith I'm talking about. And that comes from deep connection, right? Deep connection to source, deep connection to personal mission, right? Deep connection to God, right? Understanding, overstanding, and understanding who you are, what you're here for, right? Putting things into proper perspective, having understanding of what you've already overcome, of how far you've already come, right? Being able to recognize those of the past and those currently living now who have overcome insurmountable odds, who have accomplished seemingly impossible goals, knowing that the spirit is in you as well. The same spirit that dwelled in them, that dwells in them, is the same spirit that dwells in you, right? The same capabilities, although different, right? Although different, I like when we talk basketball, when we talk Michael Jordan, right? Being able to jump really high. Everyone cannot jump that high, but everyone can jump their highest, right? Everyone will not be able to jump as high as Michael Jordan, but everyone will be able to jump as high as they possibly can. And that's everyone able to live to their fullest. All right. But that's the topic today. I know we got into a little bit. We are going to start with a prayer. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to burn some sage. Right, I got a little sniffle. Right, I'm dealing with ridding myself of a little sniffle. It's snowing outside. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful night. I slept, but I woke up and I'm like, oh snap! The snow stuck. It is coming upon winter here in the Northeast. As much as I am over this Northeast cold, 5-degree, 10-degree weather, still love the snow, man. I love the snow. I grew up skiing. I grew up snow angels and snow fights. So I really do appreciate the snow. I don't really appreciate the 5-degree temperatures anymore. But the snow, I can get with the snow still. But yeah, let's get into a prayer, family. All right. As we burn the sage, clear some space. All right. Today's prayer is that everyone who hears this message, everyone who hears this prayer, who hears these words, they know in their heart that they are guided and protected. They know in their heart that they are cared for. They know in their heart that they are sacred. They know in their heart that they are loved. I pray that every single person who hears these words knows in their heart that their goals are there for them to accomplish, that their dreams are there for them to manifest. I pray that they know this. I pray that they, along with having the faith, have the courage, the discipline, the consistency, the open-mindedness and open-heartedness to pursue their dreams and to make everything that they hope for, everything that they wish come to be. I pray that every single person who hears these words is aligned with partners and family members and a team who also has faith who has a shared vision, and who is willing to put the work in to bring it all into fruition. Pray that every single person who hears these words realize and recognize and fully understand, overstand, and understand that just because you may be knocked down, that just because you may be delayed does not mean that you are denied. Delayed does not mean denied. Being knocked down does not mean being knocked out. Being knocked down does not mean being knocked out. You can get back up. You can find your way. You can circumvent. You can go around. You can keep going. Persistence overcomes resistance every time. And I pray that every single person who hears these words able to persist in the face of all odds. I pray that every single person who hears these words fully understand who they are, what's inside of them, and what they're truly capable of. I pray that every single person who hears these words recognizes their full power, their full potential, and they let nothing stop them, not even themselves. Say amen, ashe, ashe. That is my prayer for today. Thanks. Family, listen. It's Cat Black. What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Organics Love Tree, what's going on, family? Mona Love, what's going on? Sefusi and Kofa, what's going on? Thanks for the check-in. Thanks for tuning in. Listen. Faith. Faith is really the secret ingredient, but it's really the main ingredient, right? I tell you guys this, first and foremost, everything that I've accomplished, everything that I've done, the one constant has been my faith in myself. That's been the one thing. Sometimes that was literally all I had. Sometimes all I had was faith. I had no money, right? Sometimes I had no support, right? Sometimes I couldn't see a way, right? I couldn't see how I would make something happen, right? In 2011, I had the vision to get young men, right, to write essays about their experiences being Black men in America, right? Young men, 16 to 25, write essays about their experiences being Black men in America. The idea came. I'm like, okay, cool, all right. I gotta get, put some guidelines out there, right, and find some young men. At the time, I had a young men's group, but it was, younger than 16. It was like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, right? But I'm connected to Young Men Group. At the time, I was connected to the Sean Bell Center. I was connected to, a few other groups. I think I had just got connected to City College, the Morales Shakur Center, right? So, young college students, right? So I was connected. But then some things happened, right? And the vision got delayed, right? The vision got delayed, and I wasn't able to do it. And then now, when the vision comes back, right? Now I'm not as connected to those same groups anymore, right? Like the Sean Bell Center closed, right? The, the woman I was connected to at City College, she ended up leaving, right? A lot of things changed, and so like I'm like, yo, damn, okay, how am I gonna make this happen? I'm like, I really like, am I gonna go just like in the streets? Am I gonna go to the high schools? Right? Am I like, how am I gonna get these young men to write these essays? Right? I'm like, damn, I would love to, broadcast it on radio. I would love to like make this a big thing. And now like I'm losing some steam, right? But I'm still determined to make it happen. I'm like, this thing has to happen because me as a young Black man, right? I was in my 20s, right? I'm like, this thing has to happen because like our experiences need to be heard and we need to express ourselves. We need to talk about how we're feeling, how we're dealing with being young Black men in America, right? From police brutality, to, you know, police terrorism and blatant racism, to freaking housing insecurity, to freaking food apartheid, right? To the lack of programs and resources, right, for young black men of certain ages and certain demographics specifically, right? But anyway, right? So things happen, things work out. I end up getting connected to the Misunderstood Youth Development Center, right? And again, just things are working out, right? Some connections fall apart, other connections come together, right? And I'm still like, everybody I'm meeting, every group I'm meeting, I'm talking to about this idea, this concept, and they're like, yeah, this is great, this is beautiful, right? We got some young men for you. And then ultimately we end up with, like, in 2013, we finally able to put the event together, right? Well, first we finally able to get essays out, right? I think we had like 200 something submissions. We was able to put together a judging committee, right? And like, yeah, I was able to have, you know, a partner join me in like amplifying it. And you know, it was freaking beautiful. And we chose one young man from each borough, right? We actually had no young men from Staten Island, right? That was the challenge. Even though I went out there, I think 3 times. I spoke at 2 churches. And I went out there another time just with my homegirl, just like riding around talking to people. But I spoke at 2 churches. And yeah, we just didn't get any submissions from Staten Island. So we had 2 young men from Manhattan, right? 2 young men from Manhattan, one from Bronx, one from Brooklyn, one from Queens. And it was freaking beautiful, right? It was it was incredible. That was the end of 2012, going into 2013. 2013 April, we had the honorary event where we honored these young men. Right, we let them know, right? We emailed them, we got on the phone with them, let them know that they were winners, that their essays were chosen, and they will win, and they will receive proclamations. They received proclamation from City Council, from Councilmember Van Brammer and Councilmember at the time Ruben Wills. They received congressional citations from Congressman Gregory Meeks, and they received a certificate from my organization at the time, Black Excellence Enterprises. And it was a beautiful event at the Queens Chamber of Commerce. Cake and food, and their families came, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. We got a news article written about it. We had, documentary film was made. Absolutely incredible. That was a result of faith, right? Again, there was no money. Even once we get this thing, I'm like, yo, where can we do it at, right? Again, leaning on connection, right? Leaning on connections. All right, yo, we need to do this thing. We got this event. Couple of months. Where can we do it, right? Raise some money, able to pay for this space, able to pay this person to do this, and then it manifested, right? And then that's literally how my life has gone. My life has gone where I'll have an idea, I'll have a vision to come to me, all right? And I don't always know how I'm gonna get it done. But that's faith, right? You don't always know, like, what's around the corner, but you trust that whatever's around the corner is going to work out for you, right? They say, in order to get the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You take one step. You take one step and you trust the process. You take one step and you trust the unfolding of God in every single thing, right? You have deep, deep, deep knowing that every single person that you meet is going to help you on your journey. Either directly help you and like help guide you, right, with like wisdom or like resources or whatever the case may be, or they're going to help you recognize where you don't want to go. And, all right, no, I'm not turning this way no more, right? All right, recognize this character is not beneficial towards the ultimate goal, right? But that's faith. You don't know. You're not always gonna know. You're not always gonna like have the it's not always gonna be right there in front of you. Sometimes you walk blindfolded, but that's trust. That's trust. That's knowing that I'm good, I'm protected, I'm guided, right? God got me, all right? I am a physical manifestation of that which is eternal, of that which is divine. I'm okay. I can go through the fire and come out unscathed, right? I can go through the fire and come out unscathed. People are afraid of fire because fire burns. Yes, but fire also purifies. Fire also purifies. So you can't be scared to go through the flames. You shouldn't be, right? Because like, this is the thing. This is the thing, right? I know a lot of people don't like to think about the end of their life, the end of their existence, right? A lot of people don't like to think about that, right? But the reality is that life is going to end. And so this is the thing. When you walk with faith, it's like this. Either it's gonna work out or I'm not gonna be alive. And if I'm not alive, then like it doesn't matter if it didn't work out. I'm one with the creator again. And if I'm one with the creator again, if I'm no longer alive, that means my mission was fulfilled. That could be a personal thing, right? Like I don't think that any of us transition until our mission is fulfilled. Now that's of course that could be up for debate because like, well, this person, passed away at this young tender age. What was their mission? Listen, I don't freaking got all the answers. I'm just sharing a perspective because like even if I could perceive what the mission could be, if a person doesn't think that a young person transitioning has fulfilled their mission, then there's nothing I can really say to convince you, right? But I'm gonna say that some people I love, right, care about, right, who were younger, right. Now, although I speak about losing 9 children, none of them manifested physically. The closest was 5.5 months. Five ex-girlfriend, 5.5 months, aborted a set of twins. Well, what were their mission, Sugar Ray? How could they? Listen, I don't know. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but that's still my faith is that the mission, because like I don't think that God, right, universe brings forward any creation without a mission, a purpose, and then takes that creation away without that mission, that purpose being actualized and fulfilled. Now, what is the mission? What is the purpose? Listen, I don't know. All right. And it's okay that I don't know. And I'm not trying to find out neither. I don't got to figure this thing. I don't got to figure it all out. I'm not trying to figure it all out. I'm just trying to figure out me to the best of my ability. Right. But faith is like, this is what this is telling me. Right. This is what this is telling me. This is where this is leading me to. Right. Crystal Brown said, I have watched the hand of God work in your life. Listen, man, it's been all faith, right? It's all faith in myself, right? I know a lot of people, and I use that term God, but like this is personal choices, right? Because what I would say is that God works in everybody's life, right? Nothing happens, right? Like we can't say God is everywhere at all times, in all places and all powerful, and then say that there is a place that God is not. That's not what I would ever say. And so comes down to personal choice. What is your personal choice? What energy are you putting forward to bring into fruition? Right? What do you want to bring into fruition? What do you want to make happen in your lifetime, in your life, in your area, right? Like in the lives of the people around you, in the community that you live in. What are you trying to make happen? What do you want to see come to be? Personal choice, personal decisions, right? Which could be rooted in a personal mission. Now, somebody asked me recently, Sugar Ray, how do you know your mission? What if you don't have a mission? What if you feel you don't have a purpose? That's cool, right? I like to think that, we all come here with a purpose. Some of us forget very early. And even if you don't think you came here with a purpose, what's beautiful is that you can make anything your purpose. Anything you can make anything your purpose. Your purpose can freaking change. Right? You can be like, all right, like, right now you got multiple purposes. Right now, my purpose is to save the freaking whales. Right? And then like right now, my purpose is like to like build houses for people. And right now, my purpose is to like ensure that everybody got food. Your purpose can change. That's the beautiful thing about life is that you have choice. You can choose what you do with your time. You can choose the direction that your life is going in, right? Now, this is the key to all of that. Secret ingredient, main ingredient. Although you can choose the direction that you take, you have no control over how you get there. Not really. You can try to control it, and that's what leads to a lot of suffering for a lot of people. A lot of people suffer because they're trying to control every single aspect of their journey. Let go of control and just have faith, right? I like this Missy Elliott. Music makes you lose control. Lose control. Let go. It's okay to let go. I know a lot of us, based on, our upbringing, our childhood, how we were raised, we are control freaks. right? We like to have full control over everything. We want to know how this is going to work out and how that's going to play out and what's going to happen when this happens. But like sometimes, you know, the best movie is when you don't know the storyline, when you don't know what's supposed to happen at the end, when you just like living in it, right? Like I know there's been some movies that I've watched where I walked in my mom's crib and she's watching the movie, or I walked in a friend's house and they're watching the movie, and I just sit and I watch. I'm like, yo, this is mad good, right? And I have no idea the name of the movie. I have no idea. Like I might know some characters, might not, right? But I have no idea what the premise of the movie is, what the description is. I just know that this has got me glued, and sometimes those be the best movies. You don't always got to know what's going on. It's okay to not know. It's okay to let go of control. It's okay to go just on feeling, right? Just on what's inside, right? It's a faith by hearing, right? Close your eyes and walk through the darkness and trust that you will be guided, you will be protected, you will be carried, right? Now, faith is a is a funny thing, right? Because a lot of times, right, people can use their desire to control, right? People use their desire to control disguised as faith, right? So I don't know if you guys know that there's a story. There's a story, it's very popular story of a guy in the town that was flooding. Right? A guy in the town that was flooding. Flood warnings week before. Right? Flood warnings a week before. Right? News stations, everybody got to evacuate. Guy's like, no, I'm not evacuating, right? Like, God got me. All right, I got faith. All right. Couple days out, right? Starting to flood, right? People coming by, knocking on doors. Yo, we gotta evacuate. We gotta evacuate. The flood is happening. It's happening. We gotta evacuate. Like, no, I'm not going anywhere. God got me. Got faith. All right. Flood is happening now, right? People on rafts coming by. Knocking on, yo, they got the freaking bullhorns. Yo, evacuate, gotta evacuate. Come on, get in the raft. No, I got faith. All right, God climbing up his house. All right. Guy on the roof, helicopter comes by. It's flooding now. Everybody evacuated, but this one person. He dropped the ladder. Yo, come on. You gotta get out. Like, it's flooding. Look at it. Like, you're not gonna make it. Everyone is gone. I got faith. I'm gonna stay here. God got me. The guy dies. He dies, of course. Gets to heaven and say, God, what happened? I thought you had me. He said, yo, I sent you signs. I sent you signs in the form of people to warn you, to tell you. I sent you warning signs. I sent the news broadcast, right? I sent the evacuation team on foot, right? I sent the people in rafts, right? Like, I sent so many signs. You didn't take them, right? So, like, again, sometimes we can use our desire to control, right? Our delusion. A lot of times it's delusion. Like when we talk about faith and we talk about God working through, when we talk about God, period, God works through people, right? What people call God is spirit, right? It's invisible energy, right? Permeating all space and time, right? It's not, is invisible energy permeating all space and time. That energy, yes, it works, like it moves land masses, right? It cracks open the earth, right? It makes the freaking snow fall and the floods rise, the tides rise, right? Yes, it does all of that. And it works through people, that invisible energy, that invisible essence, it works through people. This voice, God. These thoughts, God, right? This essence, able to move this body, right? My man Davidson said this is a freaking phenomenal entertainer. It's God, right? Like, how we do this, how this life exists is God, is divine manifestation of that which is invisible into that which is physical and tangible. So when you talk about faith, You gotta be able to recognize the signs, right? Recognize the signs. Don't think that you could think what you want, actually. But I would encourage you, implore you to be open-minded to the people that are coming into your life, to the people that are coming, the people that are around you, right? And the messages that they are bringing, and how are their messages, how is their presence in your life able to help you move forward, right? Like sometimes we got to take inventory, like who's around us, who's around us. Like we ask for blessings, we ask for miracles to happen, right? We ask for, whatever it is, right? And the people come into our lives. And we're like, oh no, yeah, I don't really like the way that thing is. I don't like how, you know, you cuss too much, right? Your pants sag, right? You wear fake hair, fake nails, right? Like, and it's like, okay, like, but do they have a message for you? Do they have a message? Are they able to help you advance in your journey? Are you able to help them advance in their journey? Because everybody that comes to you is not coming to you just for them to be a blessing to you, but for you to be a blessing to them, for you to be a source of positive energy, for you to be a mirror, for you to be a guide for them, right? Faith that is all working out, faith that is all going to work out, right? Faith that like every single step you take is a step in the right direction, even when it's a step backwards, even when it's a step backwards. Because sometimes you take 2 steps backwards to take 10 steps forward. Sometimes you got to go back to get a different vantage point. Oh snap! I ain't see things like this before. Okay, wow, this is a different perspective. Okay, let me come forward now. All right. Sometimes it's like that. It be like that sometimes. So this is again faith. Faith is a secret ingredient, main ingredient really in everything that has been built. I was watching a clip the other day on social media. A dear brother of mine, King Jayton, was speaking at a school, and he was talking to the young people about um how we live in the minds of each other, right? How everything in their classroom, right? The chair, the smart board, the desk, the books, right? The watch, all of it was all once in somebody's mind. Somebody once had an idea to build something and they built it, right? The only way to build something, right, from your mind is you have to have some faith, right? Like otherwise it never gets done because anybody who's built anything substantial is going to tell you that there's always roadblocks, time delays, financial freaking. Sometimes you over budget. Sometimes you no money, right? Is freaking personnel challenges, right? The people that said they would be there to help you are no longer there to help you, or are there and they're not helping you, right? The people that said they would never leave you, right? Like it's all types of challenges. So it takes, yes, it takes fortitude. Yes, it takes strength. It takes discipline. It takes consistency. It takes a little bit of fuck it, right? The fuck it attitude. Like, I don't fuck it, man. I'm gonna get this shit done regardless, right? Like, fuck it, they left, fuck it, right? Like, I ain't got no money, fuck it, I'm gonna figure it out, right? It takes a little bit of that energy, right? But then it's faith. Faith is that glue. Is like everybody left me. Nobody's here. All the money is gone. I'm freaking flat-footed, financially strapped. All I got is faith. And that's all you need to go forward. All you need is the knowing that the next step could be what changes everything. The next step could be what changes everything. All you gotta do is take one more step, and take one more step, and take one more step, and just keep stepping, and just keep stepping. And even if it seems like, or even if it hasn't happened yet, even if it seems like it's getting more and more and more and more and more impossible, more and more and more and more and more challenging, more difficult, right? More gut wrenching, right? It's becoming more taxing on your body, on your mind, right? If it's in your heart, if it's in your spirit, if it moves your soul, if it fills your soul, then you got to keep stepping. Now, this is also the thing. faith is not a cure for delusion, right? There's sometimes when you gotta pivot, right? You gotta like, this is open-mindedness comes into play, open-heartedness, open-mindedness, right? And being able to take a proper assessment of life, of self, of what's going on around you. Now, there's some people, right? I want to use. I mean, you could use any field, any art, but I want to use music, right? Because I've seen it, and I see it a lot. There are a lot of people who are musicians, right? And they want to make a living off music. They want to be music stars, right? Um, and they have faith, right? They have courage. They put music out, right? A lot of times, there are a lot of people who are not good, right? You do it is good, right? I guess. Um, but based on um, the effort that they're putting out there and the response that they're getting, it doesn't seem like the people around them like the music a lot, right? They may, yo, keep going. I see you, bro. I see you, sis, right? And they're like, yeah, I'm nice. Yo, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make it. And I think there's a fine line between quote unquote shitting on someone's dream and keeping it real with somebody and figuring out like one thing. I told former friend of mine, he's a music producer, pretty talented music producer. He hadn't made it to where he felt he should be, right? With music artists. I said, I think you will be better at making music for motion pictures. You make motion picture music. I think your music will be better fit in movies, right? So I don't know what he's doing now with it, but right, like, because like you can be talented, but the lane that you are going in, it cannot be for you, and that's okay. It's okay to admit that, like, right, this lane is not for me, all right? Like, okay, so I'm a talented singer, right? I'm a talented music artist, and I want to make music, and I want the world to hear my music. I'm trying to work with artists, and I'm working with artists, but not the artists that as big as I want to work with. What can I do different? Change the lane, right? You can keep the same car, keep the whip, but change the lane and say, okay, maybe not music, right? Like the music industry. Maybe I can make music for video games. We can make music for commercials and jingles. We can make music for TV shows, right? Like there's tons of things you can do, right? But again, that's where sometimes faith could become delusion. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've seen people literally live, right? Again, I'm 41 years old. I've lost a lot of people. I've seen people live with the dream and die never actualizing that dream, right? And never even really getting close to that dream, right? Because they were controlling. They wanted it had to look a certain way. It had to be a certain way. Imagine that is an admirable trait to a degree. It's like, no, like the vision I got in my head, it has to work this way. Now this goes to something I said, in past shows is the vision in your head, like, is what you want, what you really want because you really want it, or do you want it because society said you should have it, right? Do you want it that way because society said it's supposed to look that way? That's you take an honest assessment, right? Like, does making it in the music industry mean having a million followers on social media, right? Doesn't mean performing all over the world and making millions of dollars, right? That's some people, right? What does making it mean for you, right? I like somebody said years ago. Somebody said success is the realization of a worthy goal, right? Or not even a realization, working towards a worthy goal. That's what success is, right? And now, this is where the key comes in, is people got to be more concrete with their definition of success, or their goals, rather. More concrete with their goals. What is the goal? The goal just to make it? What does that mean? Right? Does that mean making $15,000 a month doing what you love? Is that making it? Right? Is it not about money and it is about impact? Is making it teaching, in the school, right? Teaching music in the school. We still talking about the music industry, still talking about being a music artist, right? Is that making it? We gotta be as people more definitive with our goals. That's the only way, and I'm learning that, and I need to be more definitive, right? Like I'm saying this not just to you all, but to myself as well, right? Now, again, I am very specific, right? I say making it, right? And I mean, for all intents and purposes, I feel that um I'm already successful, right? There's always more success. There's always another level, another layer, and that's what we're building towards now, right? With the brain coaching, and as we're going to launch this practice, that's what we're building towards, that next level of success, right? The next level of success and stability that I guess impacts people around me in a greater way, right? Build the practice, hire some people, right? Have a physical location practice. Right? I know a lot of stuff is going digital now. A lot of stuff is virtual. But I still, and not just I think a lot of people are in the world still value physical places where they can go into and physically look somebody in the face, physically like be able to like touch physical paper and like physical desk and things like that. And so gonna have a physical location, right? And we're gonna have, people working, right? I want to build a practice that brings other people in, all right? And we can collectively help our people. Right. But this is all of it comes back to faith. Right. All of it comes back to that secret ingredient, that main ingredient, that ingredient that no matter how many other ingredients you got, all right, no matter how much courage you have, no matter how much knowledge you have, no matter how much strength you have, no matter how resilient you are, no matter how disciplined you are, no matter how consistent you are, right? If you don't have faith, right, that what you really hope for, that what you really dream of, probably won't come to be, right? Because there are people who are disciplined, consistent, resilient, right? But they're running in a circle, right? They're running in a circle, still never fulfilled, right? Because why? Because the thing that they really want to do, the thing that they really want to step out and like take a chance on, they got no faith. So they're not doing it. So they're doing what they know. They're doing what they know, right? And again, this is also a key difference between being successful and being fulfilled, right? And now some will say like there's real no difference, right? Fulfillment is success, but success is not necessarily fulfillment, right? Fulfillment is success, but success is not necessarily fulfillment. And then some will say, well, then is that really success? Because there are people who make a lot of money, who have all of the physical, tangible attributes of what it means to be successful. And this is why, again, can't you can't compare yourself and base your success on other people's success or your definition of success or somebody else's definition of success. You got to define for yourself, right? You got to define for yourself. Because there are people with money, there are people with cars, there are people who travel, there are people who, physically fit, people who got all of the attributes of what success looks like, but they are unfulfilled inside because they're not doing what they love. Why? Because they got no faith. So they're consistent at what they're doing. They're disciplined in what they're doing, right? Like they're resilient, right? They don't give up, right? They keep working and they keep working to figure it out. But they're not trying what they really want to do. They're afraid of failure. They have fear. So they're doing what they're comfortable with. They're doing what they're comfortable in. That's not faith. It's not faith, because faith is this. I'm a follow my heart. I'm a follow my spirit. Even if I fall flat on my face, I'm good. God got me. That's faith. God got me. Even if I fall flat on my face, bust my nose. If I wake up, I'm not dead. We can go. Right? Like you can still keep going. You can keep going. Like as long as you're not dead, that means you got a chance. And as long as you got a chance, it means you can make anything happen. That's all you need is a chance. All you need is a chance. All you need is one opportunity. That's all you need. And the opportunity, the most important opportunity is to wake up. It's to be alive, right? It's to be alive and to wake up again and again and again and again. Now, with an opportunity to pursue your dreams, with an opportunity to live your dreams, with an opportunity to make positive impact in the lives of those around you, right? Because what I'm learning and what I've learned, and again, so I'll be fine tuning this thing, is that the more impact you make, right? Even if your goal is income, the more impact you make, the more income you can make. The more you increase your personal value, the more income you can make, right? So like, push yourself, do something different, right? Alignment is key, right? Like, again, know what you want, know what you want, know what you don't want, right? Know what you don't want, know where you don't want to be, know, what type of person you don't want to be. Because sometimes a lot of people don't know what they want, right? And that's, I don't really know what I want. Okay, cool. It's not a bad place to be. If you don't know what you want, you can start by determining what you don't want, right? There's a lot of people, adults, who are gonna say, "Yeah, I don't really know what I want." I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Cool. What don't you want? Nobody wants to be poor. Well, some people do. Some people think um, poverty is something noble about being poor, and there isn't anything noble about being poor, right? But yeah, like, know what you don't want. Start there. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want my family to be dependent upon this. I don't want, and then, right, Xing out what you don't want could narrow it down to help figuring out what you do want. Okay, all right, I don't want that. I don't want that. No, okay, I do want this. I do want the ability to travel. I do want the ability to spend time with my family as much time as I want, whenever I want. I do want the ability to, like, do want to be in a position to, like, any people in my area, my community, who are hungry, I want to be able to feed them every week, right? Like, I do want. Then now you're able to move with that, right? Because once you know what you do want, then you can align yourself to that frequency, tune yourself to that frequency, and start bringing it into your life, right? Through the mantra meditation, right? Through the focus meditations, right? Through networking, right? Networking is an extremely important factor in accomplishing one's goals, right? Who you align yourself with, right? Like, no man is an island, no woman is an island. None of us really do this thing alone. All of us have some people connected to us, either those who are our quote unquote supporters, our clients, our customers, or partners, investors, energetic supporters, right? Like, we all have, like, none of us are really doing this alone. No matter how independent you are, there's always some people, right, helping you along, right? Either they're buying your product or service, right? They're sending you positive energy as you sell your product or service, right? Like, one way or another, they're invested in your product or service. One way or another, like, as self-made as we think we are, we're really community made. We're really, like, people powered, all of us, right? So it's important to recognize that, and of course, that comes back to have an unyielding, unshakable faith, right? Even if I got to start out alone, I know that the people that I need to be by my side to help make this thing happen are going to come. You just got to take the first step. You just got to take the first step, right? Faith is also knowing who to align with, right? Knowing that, like, okay, I can't do this alone. So, like, I need to connect with somebody. Who do you connect with? How do I connect? Right? Somebody asked me recently, how do you get in the room with certain people? Is first acknowledging, hey, yo, I need to be in a room with certain people. If you could be specific, be specific. Write the names down. I need to be in a room with this person, with this person, with that person. Say their names, speak their names, and then, like, be open minded. And then you see, like, through your social media, through your networking, through whatever, like, how, what people are coming into your sphere, and are the people, how close, right? So, for example, so I needed to be in touch with um some people with a lot of money, right? I've said that. I said that. I wrote that. Right. I need to be in touch. I need to be in communication with people with a lot of money, who would fund, right, my ventures, right, my business. I said that back in, like, I said that a while ago. I've been saying it for a long time, but I specifically said it a couple years back, right? And then what happened? I'm connected to Flux Factory, right? Doing some stuff with Flux Factory and Nat Row, and I get invited to the gala at one of the annual galas. They're honoring David Pickett of Gotham, because Gotham, they have built 2 new buildings in Long Island City. Gotham is the real estate development firm. They built 2 new buildings in Long Island City. In one of the buildings, they were giving the whole first floor. I forgot how many square feet, 6,000 square feet, something like that. They were giving it for free to Flux Factory for a community space, right? Free community space to do art exhibits, to do events and things like that. And at the gala, I connect with David Pickett, right? I connect with David Pickett. Something that he said, it sparked something in me. I told him that, right? Got his card, emailed him. A few months later, we were talking. I was in his office, and then he contributed to our 2023 Vegan Festival, right? Got back in touch with him recently, right? Got to follow up, right, with some more communication. But like, ask for something, right? In my heart, I'm connected with somebody, right? I have no idea this person connected to this person, right? When I was connected to Flux, when I first got connected to Flux Factory, they had no connection with Gotham. How they got connected to Gotham eventually was the former council member Jimmy Van Brammer. However, he knew Gotham, David Pickett, and made that connection, right? So again, the magic is magic. That's ultimately what it is. You got to trust the magic. You got to have faith that the magic is going to magic, and the magic is going to happen in your favor. It's going to magic. Magics. Yes, the miracles like work. And miracles exist. And miracles happen every day. But it's really not a miracle. It's really like faith in action. It's faith at work. Is you setting an intention, right? And you walking your path, even when spirit takes you on a detour, even when spirit says go left when when you're used to going right. It's like, wow, it's just sometimes don't ask, right? Just follow where spirit is guiding you, follow where your steps are leading you, right? And trust, deep faith, deep knowing that it's all going to work out in your benefit. Listen, sometimes, right? We got plans, right? We got plans to go somewhere. We got plans to be somewhere. Some people are expecting us somewhere, and things are happening at home. Things are happening with your children. Things are happening with your spouse. Things are happening with you. Things are happening with the freaking home itself. Or whatever challenges are happening. Stop at some point and take an assessment. Say, are these things happening to test my resilience? Am I still going to go forward with it, push through and figure out how to still get to where I got to go, right? Or are these things happening because I need to sit my ass down and stay home? That's when you check in, discernment, check in with yourself. Take a few breaths and literally like assess like, okay, what is happening? Then you can ask, okay, why is this happening? What is this trying to tell me? And then you make a decision. And then once you make the decision, you just have faith that this is the right decision. This is the right decision I'm supposed to make based on the evidence that's in front of me, right? Based on the evidence in front of me, this is the decision I'm supposed to make. And that goes with everything, right? There's always evidence in front of us. There's always evidence around us. There's always evidence, right? It's are we paying attention? A lot of times we're not paying attention. A lot of times, again, we're caught up in control that it's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to look, and again, that's not a bad trait at all, right? To be committed to make it happen what you said you will make happen. There's nothing bad about that. It's just when things are starting to happen, right? Are you able to flow? Are you able to like go with the flow? Right? So don't go with the flow, be the flow. It's like, okay, yeah, be the flow and go with the flow, right? Like be the flow, determined, but also know that when the flow is changing, sometimes you got to shift with it, right? Sometimes you got to shift with it. Again, everybody is different. This is why discernment is key. It is up for each person, each man, and each woman to know within themselves, right, what's the best decision at any given point, right? Because at a time when it may be best for this person to switch gears, change lanes, right, and go a different direction, it may not be best for you to do that. You may need to stay there, right? Because it may work out for you, but it may not work out for that person, right? So each person, literally, this is where, again, it's such a beautiful challenge, is because, yes, links in a chain, yes, family, yes, community. However, individualistic, like you are your own person. You have your own personal destiny. Yes, it is tied in. It is like inextricably tied in with the destiny of your family, of your friends, of your community, the people around you, but it's still yours. And so what's good for this person may not be good for you. What's good for you may not be good for that person. And that's why it is extremely important never to tell someone what they should be doing. Now, you can give suggestions, right? If they want, right? Like if they want suggestions, give suggestions, but try to give suggestions based on, excuse me, try to give suggestions based on them, where they are and where they want to go, and not where you think they should go. That's the difference. A lot of times people give advice, people give guidance, people want to give instruction based on where they think a person should go, where they think a person should be. But no, give the guidance, give the advice, give the wisdom based on where that person wants to be. Discernment, you got to use discernment, and you got to have faith. You got to have faith that, like, okay, this way, this way. All right, this person said this. Right, this person said this. What does my heart say? What does my spirit say? Right, my heart, my spirit, my mind, are they aligned? All right, we're gonna go this way, and then you have faith that, all right, this is the way to go. This is the way to go, and I'm not stopping, because like this is where spirit led me. All right, so that's this is, listen. Faith is all great things are built by faith. Nothing great is built without faith, right? So up your faith, right? And one of the ways to up your faith is simply by looking at your own track record, right? Looking at your track record, and this is like where it can be kind of spooky, because you can have a bad track record, right? You can have a track record of not doing what you said you would do. You can have a track record of, not, like, it could just be tough, and that's okay though, because you can turn it around at any time. You can turn it around at any time by simply following through, simply completing. But you look at what you've done, you look at what you've accomplished, right? And that's how you can be like, all right, you know what? I can do the hard things. I can bring something into fruition from nothing. I've done it before, right? I can do it again. I've overcome hard things before, right? I'm 100-0, right, on my bad days, right? Like none of my bad days have taken me out yet, and I've had a lot of bad days. And they haven't taken me out. I'm still here, all right? I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still strong, right? I still got the vision. I still got the wisdom. I still got the love. I still got the compassion. I still got the resilience. I still got the creativity. I still got the faith. So like sometimes you seem like you could be behind, but you could really be winning, right? Like you still winning. You still winning. Every basket counts. Every shot you take count towards the winning goal, right? It counts. So keep shooting. Keep shooting and keep faith that, listen, I might have missed 100 in a row. 100 in a row. But shoot is shoot. Because eventually this shit gonna go in. Eventually this shit gonna work out. Eventually this shit is gonna bend to my will. And I'm not stopping until it does. So you keep fucking going. Keep going. You keep pushing, right? You keep striving, right? You stay intentional. You keep fucking faith alive, right? Not just hope, but faith, right? And mind you, hope is the essence of faith, right? So like, what do you hope for? Whatever you hope for, have faith in. Like hope for it, and then have faith in it, and then like know that it's working out, know that it's worked out, know that it's already done. You just got to keep stepping. That's it, right? That's pretty much it. Just keep stepping, man. So faith, right, is the secret ingredient. Faith is really the main ingredient. Please be sure that whatever you're striving to build, you are doing it with faith, like at the core, right? Don't let the circumstances, right, shake your faith. Don't let haters, naysayers, fakes, phonies, and frauds, don't let them shake your faith, right? You have faith in yourself, have faith in your vision, have faith in your mission, have faith that your divine creator, your source, your divine source got you, right? You are here for a reason. If you got the vision, if you got the imagination, if you got the idea, then you will be given the tools, you will be given the resources to bring it into fruition. Open-mindedness is very important. Lose control over how you think it should look and see where spirit is guiding you. All right, open-heartedness, right? The people who you don't think should be partners, right? Or the people who you think should be only clients or whatever, open your heart, right? Look at people differently. Look at people as blessings, because everybody's a blessing to somebody. So like the people in your life are blessings to you, just like you're a blessing to them. So like, yeah, man, open-mindedness, open-heartedness, right? Strong spiritedness and faith, and that's all you need, man. And you're gonna get there. Right, you're gonna get there. And guys, that is our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sarah, no, what's going on? My sister, peace and love. Miss EZ with the Z. Peace and love. Jack, what's going on? Happy Sunday, brother, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you all for tuning in. Listen, we're gonna burn some Palo Santo now and have a light meditation. All right, I gotta blow my nose. You guys hear me sniffling. All right, feeling a lot better today. The last 2 days was pretty tough. Right, Friday, Saturday was tough. Little 3-day bug getting out of my system. Right, I'm pushing out of my system. But we're gonna burn this Palo Santo. We'll get into a meditation. Then I'm gonna blow my nose. Right. Get comfortable. Right. If you're laying down, get a comfortable position. If you're sitting down, allow your feet to be planted firmly on the floor beneath you. Allow your back to be straight in by the chair behind you. Allow your arms to rest gently in your lap or by your side. Allow your head to lean forward so that your chin is in your chest. And allow your eyes to close ever so softly. Simply become aware of your breathing. Remembering to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Always breathing from your abdomen, filling your belly with air. And simply create a vision in the front of your mind of a door that you need open. Simply see the door. It could be the door to a conversation, to heal a relationship with a loved one. It could be the door to an opportunity for your business. It could be a door to improve your health. Any door that you need open right now, create that door in the front of your mind. Give the door a color. Is it black? Is it brown? Is it red? Is it a handle that you grab and you push? Is it a knob that you turn? Create the visual imagery of that door right now in your mind. It could be the door to a certain attribute that you want to incorporate more in your life. Once you have the visual imagery of the door, put yourself right there in front of that door. See yourself right at that door. Put your hand on that door. And simply say, open. And the door is open. There is no fight. There's no struggle. Your commandment to open the door opens the door. Walk through the door. Walk to the space that you need to be in. Continue to accomplish your goal. No matter how big, no matter how small. Know that you are loved. Know that you are cherished. Know that you are sacred and you are adored. You're stronger than you think. You're more powerful than you know. And you're greater than you can ever imagine. I love you. I love you. I love you. Ashe. When you're ready, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, wiggle your toes, move your fingers, give yourself a neck roll, and come back to the space. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This week's episode of Sunday Light. Faith is really a secret ingredient. Faith is really the main ingredient. So have faith as you walk through this day. Have faith as you walk through this week. Keep the faith alive. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your brother. Have faith in your sister. Have faith in your people. Have faith in a favorable outcome. Know that, as they say, it ain't over till the fat man sings. The fat man ain't singing yet. It ain't over until you win. That's what Baba Kamini says. It ain't over until I win. Walk with that spirit. Walk with that mindset. Walk with that strength, that courage. I see you guys next week. Have a beautiful week. Peace. Mm.